Hey friends, welcome back. We're going to be doing about a 20-minute feel-good stretchy flow today. So a little bit of long-held stretches, a little bit of a mellow vinyasa in between, and we'll end with a couple stretches as well. A couple blocks would come in handy if you like to practice with blocks. This class will be very twist-focused, should feel good. So grab your mat, and then we'll get started in a child's pose. So we'll have narrowed knees this time, hips directly onto heels, and then stretch your arms out long. Find some softness across the back of your heart, letting your shoulder blades draw down. Forehead is melting down onto the mat. Your skin grows nice and supple. And then let your breath inflate your belly, inflate your back body, inflate your ribs and your chest. So everything is expanding. And then everything pulls back in. Taking a few moments at the start of class to just feel into our body. Find where our breath is circulating and where it needs to go. And also just taking this time to set aside the next 20 minutes to really be purposeful with our time and our energy. If you have an intention for class, you can set it here. Otherwise, our goal is to feel rejuvenated and calm together. Take one more breath. Big exhale out of your mouth. Rise up so your shoulders are stacked over your pelvis. You have the option to tuck your toes underneath you if you want to stretch for the bottom of your feet. And then inhale, sweep your arms overhead, gaze between your palms. Exhale, hands come to heart center. We're going to take an active twist over to the right. So without using your hands or external force, we're going to twist open, gazing over our right shoulder. Belly button stays facing forward. We're peeling from above the navel. And take one more inhale to grow taller to the crown of your head. And then exhale, twist a little deeper. Release your right hand behind you, and then inhale, sweep your left arm overhead. Tuck your pelvis underneath you. Find some expansive breath through your side bodies, really expanding through your ribs. Stretching through your shoulders. And then exhale, come back to center. Hands meet at heart center. Inhale, grow tall. And then exhale, twist actively over to the left. So looking over left shoulder. Navel stays facing forwards. You might not get very far, that's okay. One more breath in. And then on your breath out, release your left fingertips behind you or onto a block. And then you're going to reach right arm overhead, press your hips forward, tuck your pelvis underneath you. Good, inhale, rise to center. And then exhale, plant your hands down underneath your shoulders. Kick out your heels a little bit, or your feet, your toes if you need. And then we find ourselves stacked in a tabletop position. Press through your left hand, inhale, sweep right hand high to the sky. And then exhale, thread the needle. Right hand comes underneath left shoulder, rest down onto your right ear. Inhale, left arm can go forward to the top of the mat. Or if you'd like, you can find a half bind, bringing your left hand behind your back, seeking your inner right thigh. Breathe and release. From here, keep your left hand right where it is on the right leg. And then sit your hips back to your heels. Right hand now comes to the outside of the left leg. And we're finding a twist again, this time just a little more. Using a little bit of external leverage. And then lay back down. Hands stretch in front of you, child's pose. Energetically pull your fingertips back. Inhale as you reach your heart forward. And then exhale, soften. Two more like that. Pull your fingertips back. Thread your heart through your shoulders. Inhale. Extending through your spine. And then exhale, release down. One more of these movements with your breath. Good. Rise back up to your tabletop pose. Plant through your right hand. Inhale, sweep left fingertips high. And then exhale, thread the needle. Left hand comes underneath right shoulder. Rest down onto your left ear. Option to stretch your right fingertips forward, or if you'd like, bring that hand behind your back and find your inner left thigh. Widen across your collarbones. And let your air circulate all throughout your body. Let your bones be heavy so you feel that stretch on the outside and backside of your left shoulder. And then keep your right hand where it is. We're going to slowly sit our hips to our heels. And then left hand comes to the outside of right thigh. Take one more breath in. And exhale. Hands shoot through the center. Child's pose, gazing forwards. As you inhale, ripple up forward through a cat pose. Rounding through the spine, tucking tail between your legs. And then exhale, untuck your toes, sit your hips back to your heels, but create that cow shape by arching the spine and dropping the belly. Couple more, inhale, ripple forward to your cat pose, tabletop, and then untuck your pelvis, sit your hips to your heels, drop your belly, and gaze forward. Active child's pose. Couple more times with your breath. Rolling out the spine. One more inhale. Ride the whole length of your breath. And then exhale. Good. Come back to a neutral tabletop. Root down through both hands and your left knee. Inhale, reach your right leg behind you. Exhale, curl right knee into chest. Inhale, stretch it long again. This time your left arm might lift off the mat, balancing table. And then exhale, curl your right heel into your glute, reach back behind you with your left hand, tiger curl. So inhale, kick your right foot into your left hand, engage your right glute and hamstring to open up your left shoulder. One more cycle of breath. And then exhale, slowly release without slingshotting. Curl your right knee in towards your body and then cross it in front of your left leg. So coming into this tabletop with crossed legs. On your inhale, find cow pose. On your exhale, find cat pose. Next inhale, we're going to roll up our spine, come to kneeling on your shins. Reach your arms overhead. And then clasp opposite elbows. From here, I want you to just play around with twisting through the upper body. It'll be easier to twist to the left, but I want you to also move into that resistance slightly by twisting to the right. A couple more times, side to side. Then inhale, reach your arms high. Exhale, plant your hands at the top of the mat. Tuck your toes and then find an upward facing dog here. So hips are hovering off the mat. Gaze up towards the sky. Exhale, tuck your chin, glide your hips high, downward facing dog. And breathe here. Right foot is still stacked in front of the left. Wrap your outer armpits down. Magnetize your heart towards your upper thigh. Big releasing breath. Plant through your right toes, inhale, sweep left leg high. And then exhale, left foot comes behind right hand. So crossing the body a little bit, lower your right knee down to the mat. pull your fingertips back, broaden and cross your collarbones as you reach your chest forward. And then exhale, back out of the bend a little bit, hips shift backwards. Not quite a full half splits, but kind of in that vein. Inhale into your lunge, bend into your left knee. Exhale, sink your hips back. One more time, inhale. Exhale. This time we're coming to a fold at the top of our mat, right foot steps behind left. Uttanasana with crossed legs. Inhale to halfway lift through your spine. And exhale, release down. Left fingertips plant, inhale, right hand reaches high. Exhale, lower back down. Swap them out, breathe in. The left wingspan opens up and lower down. Ground through all 10 toes, inhale, root to rise. Arms reach up high, hips press forward, a little back bend if you want it. And then exhale, ride your breath all the way down. Right foot steps back to the mat. Plant through your hands, left foot steps in front of right, find your high plank. And then lower knees down to the mat, tabletop pose. Big circle with the right hip, all the way out to the right side, hugging into your body, and then lands next to left. So we find ourselves in our tabletop pose. And do the other side. So both hands grip into the mat, right toes down for support, inhale, left leg stretches behind you. Exhale, curl it in, left knee to nose. Extend again, maybe this time your right hand lifts. And then curl your left heel into your glute, reach back with your right hand. Kick your foot into your hand, engage your glute to open up through your right shoulder more. One more cycle of breath. And then exhale, slowly release without slingshotting. Right hand lands. And then your left foot, or your left knee comes into body and then crosses over the right. So we find our tabletop with crossed knees. Inhale to cow pose, dip your belly, lift your sit bones, lift your gaze. And then exhale, round into cat pose. Good. Slowly rise up on your inhale. Come to kneeling, arms stretch up high. And then clasp on to opposite elbows. And then again, just feel into these little funky twists from side to side. If you want to press your hips forward and move into more of a back bend, take that option. On our next inhale together, we'll reach fingertips high. And then stretch them out in front of you. Tuck your toes underneath. Wave forward to an upward facing dog. And then exhale, tuck chin. Glide your hips high, downward facing dog. 2 breaths. Left toes ground. Inhale, right leg sweeps up. Exhale, right foot lands behind your left wrist. Lower your left knee down to the mat. Fingertips traction backwards. Smile across your collarbones. Inhale. And exhale, slightly straighten into your right knee as you shift your hips back. Kind of a low lunge to half splits variation. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. One more time, inhale. And exhale, release. This time, left foot is going to step behind right wrist. Forward fold at the top of the mat. Inhale, ripple forward, straighten your spine. And exhale, fold. Right fingertips plant. Inhale, twist open to the left. Exhale, release. And then swap them out. Move with your breath. This time, root into all 10 toes. Inhale, sweep your arms overhead. Add a little back bend if you want it. Inhale, back to center. And then exhale, fold. Left foot steps back. Right foot steps back in front of it, high plank. And then lower your knees down to the mat. Big circle back and out to the left side with the left knee. And then we meet in our tabletop. So we'll do something similar, just a little bit faster, 1 breath per movement. Take any wiggles that you need. And then on your next inhale, right foot lifts back behind you. Exhale, curl it in. Inhale, extend left arm and right leg. Exhale, hand holds on to foot behind you. Inhale, kick it open. Exhale, slowly lower, cross right knee in front of left. Find your cross-legged tabletop. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat pose. Inhale to rise into this kneeling position, arms sweep high. And then exhale, lower it down again. Hands to the very front of the mat, tuck your toes. And then find your upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right toes stay planted. Inhale, left heel sweeps high. Exhale, left foot behind right wrist. Breathe in to your lunge. Breathe out to your half splits. Right knee is lower down to the mat. Inhale, forward fold at the top of the mat. Right foot crosses back behind left. Twist open to the right. And then body hangs heavy and drapes down. Twist open to the left. And then release. Root to rise. Feet stay planted, arms sweep high. And exhale, ride the breath all the way down. Right foot steps to the left back of the mat. Left foot steps to the right back of the mat. High plank. Exhale, lower your knees down. Big circle out and around with the right knee. And then meet it beside the left. Other side, left heel presses back behind you. Straighten your leg. And then exhale, curl your left knee in towards your nose. Inhale, balancing table, right hand lifts as well. Exhale, bend your left knee. Hold on to your foot behind you. Big inhale, open up through your front body. And then exhale, right hand plants, left knee comes in front of right. Find your tabletop. Inhale, cow, dip your belly. Exhale, cat, round your spine. Inhale, rise into your kneeling position, arms reach high. And then exhale, hands at the top of the mat. Tuck your toes, prepare. Inhale, wave forward to your upward facing dog. And exhale, down dog. Three-legged dog, right heel lifts. And then right foot plants behind left wrist. Lower left knee down. Inhale into your low lunge. Exhale, slightly straighten your right leg. Left foot behind right wrist. Forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale, open up your left arm. And release it down. Other side, swap it out. Good. Feet are planted into the mat. Inhale, rise all the way up. And then exhale, breath all the way down. Step back to your high plank. And then exhale, lower knees down to the mat. Big breath in, big circle out through the left hip. And then find your child's pose, or your tabletop. A couple of rounds of cat-cow or whatever circular twisting motions feel good. I think it feels great to kind of lower one elbow, gaze up, and then switch them out. Lower the opposite elbow, gaze over the opposite shoulder. Let's do one more on each side, if you're taking this option. Good. Come back to tabletop. We'll visit or thread the needle again because it feels so good. So plant through your left hand. Inhale, reach right fingertips high. And then exhale, thread the needle. For this one, I just want you to stretch your left fingertips long in front of you. 4 more breaths. Open up and wiggle into whatever space you need to. Final inhale. Exhale, crawl your left hand back underneath your left shoulder. Press through that hand. Inhale, sweep right hand high. Exhale, tabletop. And swap them out. So on your next breath in, reach open to the left. Breathe out, lower your left ear down to the mat. Walk your right fingertips forward. Two more cycles of breath. Big exhale, walk your right hand back underneath your right shoulder. Final twisty opening here. Find your tabletop. And then cross your ankles, send them out in front of you as you lay all the way down to the back. Pull your right knee in towards your body. And then nice supine twist, so bring your right leg across to the left, making sure both shoulders are rooting down to the mat. Your left hand is on the outside of your right thigh to give it a little nudge. Just deeper for one more breath. And then hug right knee into body. And stretch it out long. We'll swap them out. Left knee comes in. And then over to the right side of the mat. Your gaze can follow your left hand, or you can stare up at the ceiling or close your eyes. Twist deeper for one more breath. Good. Come back to center this time. Hug both knees in. Lift your forehead up towards your knees. Take a big inhale and hold at the top for a couple seconds. Maybe sip in a little bit more air. And then full exhale out. Arms and legs extend. And settle into your Shavasana. Feeling something release out of your body or mind or heart that you were looking to get rid of. And retaining something that you learned or that was brought up in this short little practice that you'd like to hang on to. Another full cycle of breath to kind of seal in that intention. And then you have the option to stay here as long as you'd like. Maybe move into a meditation or any final stretches. Otherwise, come slowly and easily up to a seated position, legs crossed. Close your eyes, place your hands on your knees. Take one final inhale. And then releasing exhale out of your mouth. Thank you for being here for this short but sweet practice. These feel so good for my body, especially after work, when I need to move, but I don't have a ton of energy and I just want to feel good. So a little bit of a mellowing practice. If you enjoyed it, please share it with others and like it and comment anything below. And then subscribe so you see the next one. And I'll see you next time.